We were back for our second dive trip to Cozumel. Mary Martha and I, Jamie Bostwick and Kim Lingley, and this time with her cousin Steve McCleod and his wife Ellie as well. Early morning, divers are getting ready for the boat to come in here so we can load up, go out for a day of diving. We all had a 5-day dive package from Island Divers Company in Cozumel. That would be 10 dives. We alternated between two boats, the Chickimax 1 and Chickimax 2, which typically took out anywhere from 6 to 8 divers per trip. Most of our dives ranged between 40 and 70 feet deep, and when a diver or divers indicated they were low on air, the guide would send up a surface marker buoy, and those divers could gradually ascend up to 15 feet for the 3-minute safety stop. While the rest of the divers continued at depth until they also needed to ascend. The afternoon dive was to be a wall dive. That is where the bottom has an edge where it drops off into a dark abyss. As the sun was setting, we decided to skip the night dive as the air temperature was so chilly and we just wanted to get warm again. carried me right at and above this barracuda. Yet, the barracuda came toward me and made me ascend from 41 feet up to 17 feet in short order to keep my distance from his sharp teeth. And finally, he veered off. I thought maybe my camera had something shiny that he was interested in. We finally had a chance to catch our breath from diving for a couple of hours before we went to dinner downtown at a small frontage restaurant named Guido's. Relaxing in their spacious back dining area, their famous garlic bread appetizer was a hit among us. This was Carnival week in Cozumel, a special festival that would last 4 days and nights. A large portion of their citizens and children take part in the parade and floats. So after Guido's, we spent some time on the streets watching. The people there went all out in dressing up to the hilt into very colorful costumes, lots of makeup, and probably lots of rehearsals before the big showtime. The joy on their faces was undeniable. They truly looked like they had been waiting all year to get out there and have fun and express themselves. Every float displayed creativeness, lots of color, and most were adorned with very expressive young people in the community. Many of the floats depicted various creatures native to their region. This one was an octopus. I think swordfish. Here come some orcas. Looks like sea turtles and a jellyfish. Not real sure about this one. Macaws or parrots. Flamingos. Seahorses. And even the Queen Elizabeth ocean liner. They even brought down some extraterrestrial aliens. The whole parade was about 2 hours long.
We have wild rabbits all over the property. You see them out there eating. I get about.
Sunday was a day off from diving, so we all went into town, did a little sightseeing, exploring, and even a little shopping. We walked around through the open-air bazaars and fruit markets, looking at where the islanders themselves buy goods. Later, we went to dinner at Casa Mission. Such a nice, relaxing environment. Monday morning, 8 a.m. at the dock again. We all had dinner Monday night at Mingo's place. Me and Jamie, Kim, and Mary Martha ate there twice when we were in Cozumel back in the summer of 2024. They have great steaks and seafood at reasonable prices. Since we were there last, they added onto their upstairs seating capacity as well. It is a growing business. It is also located only a few blocks from the water's edge. The Palancar Reef Site has massively, extremely tall reef structures that create a wonderful maze and narrow pass-throughs. This was our deepest dive of our trip. Early into this dive, my computer showed we were around 87 feet briefly. And this is me and Jaime smiling for the camera. The Mexican pronunciation of Jamie is Jaime, so we called him Jaime quite a bit during the trip. Reservations were made for us at the No Name Bar, so we could sit down on the sidewalk, relax, and watch the last night of Carnival. Wednesday, we had no diving scheduled. All of our scuba gear needed to completely dry out before our trip back on the plane.
Yeah, they died in Florida because it got so cold they froze.
Hey, bud, let's do some moving.
Yeah. Like over 200, like there's a truck that full with dead iguanas in the back.
How am I gonna get through here? I'll let you go through. Go ahead.
You want to?
They're really neat, huh? They eat leaves, fruit, vegetarian,
I know.
herbivorous.
Small fish?
That's a lot of stickers. Are you going to swim in that?
That's a hell of a view, huh? Nice. It opens up in there. Have you been in there?
Yeah, it's open.
You been in there? Yeah, definitely want to go in there. Can we get in there safely?
That was a big splash. That was a big splash.